Oregon, the Union State. Hello everyone and welcome back to St. Andrew TV. This is the 5th installment of the Oregon Trail Treasure Hunt. Now, as good as it felt to finally be in Oregon, Oregon is a big state. So I was on the very eastern part of Oregon and I had to basically make my way to the western part of Oregon. But I wouldn't trade my time in Oregon for anything because it was probably the most beautiful state I've ever been in, and that will lead us into my first stop, which was Baker City.
Got ourselves a badger hole here. I don't know if it's dormant or if he's in there, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out.
I highly suggest this museum. Some of the history books don't really depict how our actions were very dehumanizing towards the Native Americans, especially in terms of how the US government treated the nations that lived in these parts of the world when we were trying to civilize them. I would have to say that if you really want a piece of humble pie, go to the museum, learn about the cultures that were in the Pacific Northwest before us, and you can read some pretty harrowing stories about how the white settlers and the US military treated the natives. Give yourself a little piece of culture, because how I would compare it, and this is with me never being to the Holocaust Museum, I walked out of there imagining that it would feel comparable to me visiting the Holocaust Museum.
is a reputable name.
Launched this raft at the Dalles. The water seemed calm enough.
The last 60 minutes, almost
Here we cross over into Washington. The trail says that they would slip up into Washington to Fort Vancouver, get the final supplies and all their goodies and needs for their descent into the Willamette Valley, just south of Oregon City. I do have a full video on that one as well on the A38's YouTube channel. Video link will be down in the description.
Wind's not blowing right now, but these are all the states that you had to drive through to get to the end of the Oregon Trail here in Oregon City. Last one.
We did it. We made it to the end. I'm kind of at a loss for words with all the historical sites and all the education that fell upon me during my 2,200 mile trek out here from Independence, Missouri to Oregon City, Oregon. It was quite a ride, from sleeping in my car to eating crackers and beef jerky. It was really special. This one's gonna stick in my head for a while. I appreciate those of you who watched the entire adventure, or those of you who found me during my adventure. I hope you stick around, because I want to do more fun stuff like this in the future, and I'm just overwhelmed with, you know, the people I've met, the places I've gone. It's really a special moment right now. With that being said, I'm gonna go find the biggest and fattest pizza here in Oregon. I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna finally sleep in a bed for the first time in about a week. But I'm gonna send it over to Curator Andrew now, and he'll wrap it up for you. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, Past Andrew. I would have to say that was one of the most liberating experiences I've ever had, going cross-country with just me and my thoughts. Going cross-country by yourself is kind of a task, but there's something uniquely rewarding about it. It's kind of nice to hear the sound of silence, if I can quote Paul Simon. With the shoddy cell reception that you receive throughout the entire trip, you really don't have any connections with anything except the ones with yourself. I've always been one to say that technology is not a burden by any means because it got me out west in 8 days opposed to 8 months. I could also use GPS, which kept me on the straight and narrow. I just advise people to take some time for themselves and, in the words of Hassan Piker, go outside and touch some grass. You're in touch with the world that maybe some of us have forgotten. I'll leave you with this. I thought of this while I was driving home. Death is inevitable for all of us. There is no say, it just happens. Life is not inevitable. You're not guaranteed life. So my best suggestion with the good fortune of you making it this far, however old you are, is to go out and live. Because there's more to this world than what meets the eye. I'm just trying to bridge the gap between you and something you may not be familiar with.